Hello everyone, welcome to Gaming Tidbits Top 10. Recently, I came to thinking that maybe I should try and open myself out to all of you and try and show that I'm just like the rest of you. So to better familiarize myself with you, my fans, and other people watching the video, I decided to do my top 10 list of my favorite games of all time. I also encourage you to write your own top 10s as well in the comments below. Now just to let you know, this is my list. Not Kintaro's, not the guy who does the text above us, and nobody else's. So these are just my opinions. And I am going to be doing a couple of rules, namely just one. I cannot include a game and then its reboot. So if I have Mega Man on the list, I can't put down Mega Man Powered Up, or Mega Man X and then Mega Man X Maverick Hunter, just to name a couple. Well, with that done, let's get underway. Number 10 goes to a more recent game which came out during the fall, Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors takes the combat system from Dynasty Warrior games and gives it a Zelda skin pretty much. While it may sound lazy and such, they also looked into the lore of the franchise and actually put in a little Easter egg or two just to entice the fans. Number 9 goes to Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen for the SNES. The Ogre Battle games take an active time battle system with a night and day cycle and make it customizable. Your player character changes based on the questions you answer and how you answer them. If you want every team to have a healer on it, go ahead. If you want a team with a golem and a wizard, you do that. If you want to tread the path of light or tread the path of darkness, you can do that too. Keep in mind that every action has an equal and opposite reaction in this game, and there are tons of different endings for this. Pokemon has had many gimmicks in its time, trading between games, breeding in eggs, special abilities, walking along with your Pokemon, but only one batch has them all at the same time. Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver are a reboot of Pokemon Gold and Silver, which have reintroduced the gimmick of having your Pokemon walk beside you. They also give each new copy of the game a Pokewalker, where you can train your Pokemon individually, catch new ones, and even battle other people with their Pokewalkers. Makai Kingdom is another strategy game, and it comes from the minds of Nippon Ichi Software. The main protagonist got really mad at a book which predicted the realm's downfall. He didn't like the outcome, and so he burned the book. And so then the book decided to burn down his realm. To prevent the total destruction of his home and the book, he confined himself to it. Now he wants to try and return himself into the badass freaking overlord that he once was. I am a sucker for character creation, and the more you can customize the character, the more I'm sucked into it. That's one of the reasons why I keep playing Clawson 2 for the PSP. It is a game where you have to keep making more and more characters to try and get out of this fictional realm. You can even create relationships between characters, you can create how they look, you can create how they attack. And when it comes to leveling them up, they have a weird system where the character you use levels up as a support character, whereas everyone you have as a support character levels up as a main character, and you can switch them out whenever you get back to the hub world. It sounds weird, but it's kind of interesting every now and then. Like many people who heard Kingdom Hearts when it first came out in the early 2000s, I was skeptical. But after numerous games and such, I can say that my favorite so far is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP. It was the first time you could actually choose your character from the start, and each one had their own fighting style. Aqua being flowing and long-range magic user, Terra being a strong and frontal attacker, and Ventus being like the rogue and using speed and many weak hits. The story was a little hard to follow until you played each world with its own character. Each world played a different part of the story depending on which character you were. I love the idea of what happens after Happily Ever After, where it's a continuation of the classic children's tales. In The Wolf Among Us, you play as Bigby Wolf, aka the Big Bad Wolf. He works as community sheriff in the town and New York. The game plays just like it does from Tales of the Borderland, but with the characters you might be able to actually recognize and instantly click to. It's even had its own comic story, which the game itself is based off of, and it was because of this game that I got interested in the comics. If you've seen my review for this game, you know why I enjoy it so much. Dragon Age Inquisition is one of the biggest of all the Dragon Age games, with customizable characters, custom stories, and choosing between various life partners. You can even choose your own backstory if you're feeling creative enough, and you got the resources to go online and do it. Chrono Trigger was for the longest time one of my favorite games, and it only been changed recently. Chrono Trigger started off as a game on the SNES, then went to the PS1, then went to the DS, and now we can play it on our phones. It's the story of a boy who meets a girl who ends up getting sucked through time, and thus having to save the world from an alien who's deep within the Earth's crust, along with battling and getting allies in different time eras. Only one game can be my best, and this is it. Disgaea 5. This game is one of the few games that are on the PS4 and is only exclusive to the system. Having up to 100 enemies on the screen at any given time, great jokes, wonderful visuals, catchy songs that will get stuck in your head, customizable characters that let you choose their voice, personality, color, class, and even be able to reincarnate them, intuitive gameplay, and one of my personal favorites, stealing your enemies and using them for your team. Later, you come across...
Hold up for a moment. Disgaea 5 hasn't even been released in the US. How can you have played it?
Well, you see, I just so happen to have a copy.
Prove it.
I will. But now, this is the end. Once again, I encourage you all to tell me what you guys think are the best games that you've ever played, and tell me down in the comments below. But for now, this is Tsurugi Kage, signing out. Thank you so much for watching my episode. If you want to see more, click on my subscribe button and it'll let you know when I make more episodes. Or if you want to, you can click over here and you can take you to my next video.